Let's talk about the Tingler. The Tingler is one of my most favorite Vincent Price movies. And for a reason that, well, it's by William Castle. If you don't know who William Castle is, essentially he was a person who made horror films back in the 50s and 60s and such, and used to regularly do stuff like, he would be very inventive with his films. Most films don't do anything like creative or anything like that. William Castle, on the other hand, decided, for example, the Tingler. There's a scene within the Tingler where all the lights go out and, there's like this white screen because, people chase this little creature into a movie theater and it like appears on the screen. It's really bad looking, but back then it must have been crazy. And these people sat in this thing. I think it was called Electro, whatever. I forget. But the people in the audience would be seeing this thing on the screen, and like a brush would rub against their leg, and and then like there'd be like breath behind her like neck and everything coming from the chairs themselves. This was like put into the thing, and people would scream, hoot, and holler. And then Vincent Price's voices over. He's like, scream while you can, scream before you die, and all that stuff. But anyway, to the story. Vincent Price is a guy who works on dead bodies, mortician, if you will, I guess. And here comes this guy who is fresh from execution. And he has a pal or somebody that comes in, and he's just kind of like, oh, who the hell are you? And he observes him watching what he does to this body, and eventually he kind of comes up to the conclusion that there's this organism no one knows about. It grows on the spine, and whenever we're scared, this little parasite or germ actually grows into something, big and buggy. And the more it grows on your back, and if it grows and grows, and if you don't scream, it'll break your spine, which will immediately cause an immediate death. And he thinks that's the reason why people get actually scared to death. It sounds a little cheesy, but it's kind of awesome. It's kind of freaky because you don't want to imagine something like that on your back. I mean, I've had pneumonia. I've had little actual germ bugs flying around, but nothing in that proportion. Now my back's a little messed up and I can't move the same way like I used to, but that's okay. Moving on from the depressing stuff. He wants to put this to the test on somebody. And for some reason, someone scares his wife. His wife, not his wife, someone else's wife. The guy with him, his wife, all of a sudden just dies because somebody trickled with the water. I'm not going to say who it is, but it's not that surprising once you find out who it is. But essentially, she starts to hallucinate, and she can't scream, she can't talk, and she starts seeing these hallucinations of hairy hands coming from the door, someone with an axe going like this, and she's just she's scared, and then she runs into the bathroom, and you get to see again with creativity, William Castle. It's a black and white movie, and it has a scene where there's a sink and it's filling up with blood, but the blood is actually colored. It's actually colored red, and it's fantastic to see something like that because it goes along with the psychosis that she's going through, and then she can't scream, so she dies. And they bring this fucking thing out of the back of her, the Tingler, which is there. And Vincent Price is his mind is blown, and something's not going wrong. It's not. He thinks his wife is cheating on him, and he tries to. I think he tries to scare her, his wife, and he's he has a gun and everything. He's hold it. I'm going to put a bullet in you the size of a medium grapefruit. And then, pulls a blank, and then, nothing really happens. She screams, and I haven't seen the film in a while, but I know it's fantastic for what it is. It's surprisingly fantastic. And that's a weird thing to say. It's not entirely weird knowing that it's coming from William Castle, the master of popcorn movie, but, dude, for example, the theater scene. That happens, and on the DVD, it's very silly because it's just kind of like the little Tingler, and you hear Vincent Price going, "Scream, everybody, scream for your lives!" And everyone's like, ah, and and this Tingler thing just kind of goes around on a free run, and those two main characters have to go find it and stuff. And Vincent Price does his like "I'm going crazy" laugh, which is always great to hear, especially in The Last Man on Earth, the I Am Legend original film, or maybe there was one before that. I don't know, but yeah, essentially that's it, man. The Tingler is a fantastic '50s horror movie. It's not, it's smart, but it's not like dead serious. It's popcorny, and it has like special effects and good like fun stuff in it. But it's not silly either. It's not meant to be completely. It's not meant to be silly. It's not meant to be serious. It's kind of in a middle line, or maybe a middle line and above, because it's a creature movie. But it works, and the concept of it is fantastic, and I recommend it full force. I give it a 7, maybe 8 out of 10. Probably not a 7.5. Probably 7.5, 8 out of 10. I'll go for like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. That's about all I can say for that. So yeah, watch The Tingler if you want to. Yeah, I can't do a Vincent Price accent. I could try though. Yeah, all I can think of is the Michael Jackson thing. And if I did, hold on a sec, let me think of something real quick. The monster follow. He does like this follows. The monster follows you into the night. There's nothing you can do about it. I hope to see those old Charlie Chaplin films again.